The general rule of thumb for hook size on lures is simply getting a hook with the bite. The bite is the distance from the shank to the point, the same diameter or the same distance as the lure. So that would be the right size hook for that lure. That's the most common, and the rule should be followed pretty much all the way through until you get to the smaller size lure. For example, here is the micro Uzi, and you would think that by the rules that would be about the right size hook. The problem with that is that we catch very large fish on these lures. Although it's a tiny little lure, it's actually a marlin lure, and to get around a marlin's jaw, you really do need a bigger hook. So in this situation, you would use a larger hook in that small lure. Now that is also the case even with the hothead Uzis. That looks like the right sized hook, but once again it's just too small for marlin. So we do go up in size to either a hook about that size or even a size larger in the light gauge and use hooks that big, because once again these catch very large fish and you want to get the hook around the jawbone. Even up to these size lures with the hybrids, they come with the right size hook, which once again fits around the head, and that's the right size hook for that. We have found that using one size up is a better option for these lures. Now, the other decision to make is whether you're going to use a light gauge hook. We've got both in the Dojo range. These are Pakula Dojo hooks. We do a heavy hook and a light hook. These have a spectacular hookup rate on line classes 15 kilo and under, and they're so light they really don't interfere with the lure's action at all. The heavier hooks you do need for bigger fish on heavier tackle and heavier leaders, but they do restrict the action of the lures slightly. The other thing about these thicker hooks is there's a lot more meat on the hook itself, and it's a good idea to make the point a little triangle, and that's easy to do with the file. This is all the time it takes, and that just stops it being a needle on the point, so it's a lot stronger. And you may want to cut down the barb. The barb on that one's fine. In fact, the barb on all of these is fine. I'll try and find one where it's not. Okay, here we've got a hook where the barb is just sticking out a bit too much. And to file that down, it doesn't take long at all. And you'll just find you can penetrate a hook a whole lot easier if it's got a smaller barb. And that's the size barb we really want to use. As you can see, it's going to penetrate really easily. Once again, this is all it takes to triangulate that point, make it a lot stronger. And that hook's now ready to go.